Hello, my name is Nan, and today I want to talk to you about something that's very important to a lot of people. And this topic that we're going to discuss, which is about insulin resistance, is very important for a diabetic such as myself. I am type 1 juvenile diabetic. And today I want to tell you my story and my experiences. And what we're going to talk about, like I said, today is insulin resistance. And and everybody's different. I just want to say what you hear today is just my story, my experiences. Everybody's body is different. So if you make any changes, please consult your doctor, your personal doctor, and also like this video and subscribe so we can get this message out to others. And if you have any questions or you want to tell me your story, what experience you had with insulin resistance, please put that out there in the chat room. Insulin resistance, and you can look this up on AI if you like, is a condition where your body cells stop responding to insulin. Insulin is a hormone that regulates your blood sugar. And glucose, which is the sugar in your blood, builds up, and the sugar remains stuck in your bloodstream instead of giving that energy to your cells. So that's what we're talking about today. Not being able to function because of what is happening to your body when you're in the state of insulin resistance. So let's move ahead. We're going to learn more. And then for a type 1 diabetic, so that you'll know, insulin resistance occurs when the body cells become less responsible. As you know, type 1 juvenile diabetic, which is what I am, my body do not produce any insulin. So therefore, if I'm having an issue with insulin resistance, then what happens is that my body cells become less responsive to insulin, meaning more insulin is required to manage my blood sugar. And I get these unpredictable high blood readings because of the issue. But this video is about a situation that I have experienced and I want to share with others that talks about, is it really insulin resistance when you are having symptoms of insulin resistance? And that's what this video is about, meaning that it may be because of something else that my doctor never told me about. I only can tell you from my experience. My doctor never told me about insulin resistance. So I had no clue that this would happen. And because of that, I was very surprised and a little upset about it because it can cause a lot of problems and a lot of worry and concern, which a diabetic does not need that worry and concern because that affects your sugar level also. Cause either high levels or low levels. And hey, either one of them can be bad. But let's move forward because I want to get to my story. So what happened? How did I figure out that because you have the symptom of insulin resistance doesn't mean that you necessarily have insulin resistance? And that's what we're going to talk about today. So this is my story. Okay, and everybody, like I said, everybody's different. So if you make any changes, please consult your doctor about it. But to just get this message out, please hit that like button and subscribe. And subscribe will give you new videos that I'm going to be talking about, because this is not the only issue that has a cloud over it, okay? This is not the only issue that my doctor didn't tell me about. So I want to tell you my story. And this is what happened. So one day, on this particular day, I woke up. My blood sugar was in a normal range, under 100. So therefore, I was in good condition, right? You would think. Well, I went to my fridge, because I'm up now. I'm getting ready to start my day. Went to my fridge. Well, I took my blood readings, of course, so that's how I knew where it would be at. But after, and plus I have a sensor attached to my body that is connected to a reader. And I got it. We'll talk about that in another video about how that come about. I want to give you my stirring experience about using a different device to determine my readings. But what happened, and this is what happened, when I woke up, my blood reading was below 100. I was in a normal range. I went to my fridge, because before I eat breakfast, I take my insulin, because insulin has to stay in your system for at least, in my case, 30 minutes before I start eating. So I took the insulin, but I didn't take my normal insulin that was in a bottle by itself, because when I got to the fridge and opened it up and saw that my insulin bottle was empty, it was empty. So I went on a hunt for some insulin, right, in my refrigerator, and I did find some. An open bottle that I had already used before, but sometimes what I do when I go out and travel, I take bottles with me. And in this particular case, I didn't put the bottle back in a normal place so I could find it when I needed it. So anyway, I had to look for it. I had to look for a bottle of insulin. I found this one. And I said, well, since that other one, that the most new one is already used up. And I noticed, well, after the 2 hours passed, the 30 minutes passed, I went ahead and cooked my breakfast. After I cooked my breakfast, I saw that my sugar level was still kind of up. It hadn't moved. I mean, it went up. It went up to above 100. It was going up to like 200. And so I said, oh no, okay. So now, before I eat, I am not going to eat while my sugar level is at 200 and above. And it could have been more. So I said, well, I'll go ahead and take some more insulin. Anyway, I went ahead and took my reading, and of course it shot up. It shot up because I ate, so it shot up. And when it shot up, it got close to 300. I was like, oh no, what's going on? Something ain't right. I was concerned, of course, stressed out. So I went ahead and took another 30 units. Well, so far, what is that? 20, 30, 30. Oh, my goodness. 70 units? No, 80 units. 60 and 20. So, 80 units so far. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is going crazy. Am I getting that insulin resistance? I was thinking to myself. All after 40 years, approximately 40 years, because I became a diabetic in my 20s. I said, after 40 years, I'm getting insulin resistance now? And so I said, well, let me go ahead and take 30 more units. Okay, I already took 80, so if I take 30 more, that's 110 units. Well, I stopped there. When I got to 110 units, which I've never done in my life, taken for my diabetes, I said, okay, I'm done. I'm not taking any more. Not taking any more. And there's still shots, by the way, which is another story. The shots, the syringes. That's another story, okay? We'll talk about that another time, too. But here, so what happened? What happened there? So getting time towards bedtime. Of course, and during that whole time, I was drinking drink mix, trying to keep my sugar level, thinking my sugar level is going to drop low, which it never did. So I kind of cut back on really eating. I just kind of, as the day went on, I would sip on some drink mix organic drink mixes, what I drank. Because I figured that, hey, I can't put too much in my system with these high levels. And so finally, bedtime came, and I was concerned about that because when you're getting ready to go to bed, you go to sleep. That's when bad things can happen for me. Now, I'm speaking from my experience, not yours, mine experience. This is my story, and this is what happened to me. So while I was sleeping, it did drop some, but not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. So I was concerned, stressed out while I was trying to sleep and rest, which wasn't a very good sleep and rest because it does bother you if you feel that you don't know what your body is going to do and how it's going to react, especially if you're thinking, oh, all of a sudden you're going to get this low blood sugar while you're trying to sleep. But anyways, I grabbed a new bottle because I wanted to see, was it the insulin or was it my body functions acting up? So I said, well, let me go ahead and take the new one. I did. I took the new insulin, and true enough, it was that old insulin. Because the new insulin all I had to take was the 40 units that I normally take per day, and realized that was bad insulin. I had to learn a lesson, and I learned the hard way. With a lot of concern, stress, a lot of anxiety, I learned the hard way. And that's why I wanted to share this video with you about getting an old bottle that's been opened of insulin. And I'll give you what I know about it, which I didn't know at the time, is that insulin can lose its potency, its strength with age. So if you got an old bottle of insulin and think it's going to work as well as that new bottle, I would consult your doctor. Always consult your doctor when I'm talking to you because, like I said, I am a type 1 diabetic. I'm not here to give anybody medical advice. That's not my job, and so I'm not doing that. I don't give people medical advice. I'm just wanting you to know my experience and check with your doctor if you want to make any changes in your life, especially if it's pertaining to being a diabetic. Whether you type 2 or type 1, it doesn't matter. Check with your doctor. But insulin does lose its potency with age. And that's the lesson that I learned and I wanted to share with you. And to just let you know also that, this is what happened to me. My doctor never explained it to me, so I had no clue about it. Maybe your doctor explained it to you, and that's awesome. If he did, I hope so. That's a wonderful thing. So everybody's body is different. So let's get that down pat. Everybody's body is different. This is my story. This is what happened to me, and so just to get this story out there, because it may help others. They may not have been told either. I don't know. It may help. I don't know. But like I said, I'm not a doctor. I'm not trying to give medical advice here. And so if you would, to get this out to others, just in case somebody else out there experienced the same thing I experienced, hit that like button and subscribe. And I'm going to be putting out new videos pertaining to diabetes and for type 1, and new updates may come out, so subscribe so you get those new videos and those updates, and also hit that like button because that helps get this message out to other people also. And don't forget to, if you've had a story like this, put it out there. Maybe your story can help others too. And in the comments, put it out there, and got any questions, put out there, and I'll be happy to reply to them. Bye-bye.